It's been a while since I've had a guest. We are excited once again. Soldier of Self Mastery here. We're on the program live Solutions and Answers right out of Stockton, California. We do have a guest in the studio today by way of Chicago, Nick. And I'm not going to say his last name because it's rather neat. I'll let him share that. And we're gonna do a little bit of sharing here. We're gonna talk just a little bit about where Nick has come from. Hopefully, he'll be able to answer some questions. I'm gonna ask those of you that come on the program today. This is your program. You can come here, ask questions. If you don't feel like you can ask a question here live, soldiersofselfmastery.com. You can see the link below. I'm going to invite you to defeat this thing. Don't cling, because this fling is going to bring you down. And it's not going to be a smile. It's going to be with a really dark frown. So my friends, welcome to the program. We're here. Let me see what else. I want to make sure that I get to the proverb. Today's proverb. Another thing I want to share before we go on is Tuesday's program is not going to be available until further notice. I'm not getting enough feedback on that program. Sunday, we will be back. Friday, we will be back here at 4 p.m. And my friend, come here, open your mind, turn on your belief. This is 30, 40 minutes of time that could be very, very valuable to you, especially if you're drowning in the sea of problems with gambling and everything that goes along with that. Join the family, soldiersofselfmastery.com/happier. It's right there on your screen. I send out a faith letter every week, a couple of them during the week. I want to stay in touch with you. I really appreciate you for staying in touch with me and so forth. Today's proverb is 1:8, James. It says, a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. So my friend, if you find yourself unstable, the only reason is because you're working with two minds. You're working with two heads, and we got to get rid of one of those. All right. So once again, I'm excited. This program gives me life. I enjoy being here. We're going to get started. We've got Nikola from Chicago. He's going to be sharing a little bit. So introduce yourself a little bit. And before you do, I want to invite, we've got a few people that are chiming in. Keith Robinson, welcome to the broadcast. And by the way, those of you that are watching, I can see there's some of you that are watching. If you have a question for myself or for Nikola, please ask. Please ask, because again, we come here, we can waste our time, or we can grow stronger, right? We don't have to be there no longer. We don't have to linger any further in that area. We can move ahead and get excited for the week, Monday. So the floor is yours, Nicole.
Yes. Well, I just like to say thank you for giving me an opportunity to share my story. A lot of what you've taught has really, hit home for me. I could say after 17 years of gambling and being in that life, I finally kicked its butt. I'm not going to say the other word because I don't know if we have any rules for cussing, but I've kicked its butt, and I've been clean for about 2 years now. Actually, a little less than 2 years, but it was February of 2018 was the last time I've gambled. Which was January is when I found you with your videos and your insights and everything. It's really helped me tremendously. So I said, when you asked me to do this, I said, let me see if I can help chime in, put my little 2 cents to help somebody out there that's struggling, that's going through it like I went through it. I've hit the bottom of the bottom, the lows, just like you, Santos, as I'm sure you're well aware of those lows. From homelessness to, just a bad addiction, man. And I'm here to tell people that you can get out of it. There's the light at the end of the tunnel. If you just stay positive, watch Santos videos, stay on the right path and avoid the triggers. There's a lot of triggers out there. There's commercials, there's billboards. We're driving every day. We see them every day on the roads. Just avoid them, man, whatever you can do. And try to be strong. And if you feel like gambling, just put on one of Santos's videos, man. It'll change your mind. It'll change your mind, really. So so I've been clean and just wrote a few things down that have helped me from your book, like 5 things here that, helping somebody starting out fighting this addiction, as to what are the reasons why we gamble. Number one, I would say loneliness and depression is one of them. Number two would be like peer pressure from family, friends, and relatives. Number three would be money. We're trying to, we think that if we gamble, we're going to become rich or famous.
A million.
That's not the case. Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. Been there.
It's crazy.
So, yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy what we get into in the casino. It's a fantasy world, right? It's you have to admit, it is fun, right? It's fun until the fun runs out.
Exactly. It's a false reality that we create in our mind as if this is the way out. But in actuality, it's other ways out of it, which financial, let's talk about financial now. There's other ways you can get out of it. There's other ways to make money, there's credit, there's real estate, there's so many other businesses that you could open. And the most important thing is cutting people out of your life that aren't on the same path as you, whether that be sister, mother, brother, aunt, uncle, that may be triggering you into that life again.
Out. Yeah.
Yeah. And that I had to look within my life, and I had to cut a lot of people out of my life. And as soon as I cut those people out, I started seeing a little bit of success in my life. So.
Yeah, the influence. Now you're originally from Serbia.
That's correct. Yeah. Yeah, I was born in Serbia, and we came here I came here at 3 years old. I'm sure. I think you came here at a young age as well. 4 years. Okay. Yeah, I said, where's the accent? There's no accent.
Yeah, I have a Connecticut accent. That's where I grew up, in Connecticut. Every once in a while it'll come out,
Okay.
I'll say certain words and it'll come out, but I've been in California since 1985.
Oh, wow.
And I left. Wow. Yeah, I left Willimantic, Connecticut when I was 18. So my accent, I don't know what I have. I just know that I feel good every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what was, you were in the casinos? Was that mainly in the casinos, or what kind of?
Yeah, I went through a lot of money. My main game was poker, horse racing, horse betting, and it took a lot out of me. A lot of people. You talk about this, and I've heard you say this a couple of times. The stress that your body takes through it, that you put on yourself. The aging process that goes on because you're putting your body through the stress, the ups and the downs, the wins and the losses. I mean, it's unbelievable. Like, it's crazy. So,
yeah, you can put on excess weight because of this, or you can lose excess weight. It depends on who you are and what you're going through, but it does have a lot of physiological and psychological. I was listening to this, I don't know if he's a counselor. I think he's a counselor, but I've heard this many times that, they've classified gambling as a neurological disorder.
I believe that.
So, I didn't understand any of that. In fact, I was talking to a potential client earlier today who's been involved in GA. He's been involved in some other programs, but yet he's still struggling. And I told him, the reason why you're struggling is, and he doesn't really understand. I want to, but it's not there. It's psychological. So you got to beat it up here. I mean, you can go into a program. If you get caught stealing money and lying to people, you go to prison. You'll stop gambling for a little while. There's gambling in prison. In fact, there's more gambling in prison today than there ever was. But
that's right.
My point in this is, if you get away from the situation, but you don't get the situation out. We talk about a double-minded man, people walking around with two heads. You got to get rid of one of those.
That's right.
Just because you get yourself in a program or just because you go to AA or GA, if you don't get it out of your head, you're going to continue falling.
That's right.
In fact, it even becomes worse because you're trying to get help, but you feel like you're sabotaging yourself even more, and you can become more bitter. It can get harder.
Definitely.
I don't know if did you go through any of that?
I had a lot of self-reflection. I had to fight through a lot of family stuff. You know, I'm not going to go deep into it, but a lot of resentment towards maybe a lot of people have gambled for different reasons. My situation, I gambled because of loneliness. I needed some type of social interaction with people, and I couldn't get it in the everyday world. So the only way I could kind of get it was through playing poker or going to talk to people. It was kind of like my way of socializing, but it wasn't a good way. And then of course the money issue. I thought, oh, I could become a millionaire or I could become famous, but eventually you hit that rock, that bottom. Unfortunately, some of us hit that bottom, and when you hit that bottom, as you know, Santos, it's not very pretty, and I think there's a reason why me and you are here right now is because we know how to fight through that bottom. We know how to pick ourselves back up.
That's right.
For your listeners that are younger, they still have a chance. The older ones, you guys are tough, over 40, over 50, you guys are tough. You can lift yourself back up. The younger ones, you guys don't have to go through that pain to hit that bottom. You still got a chance. So
that's true. I mean, that's true. And a lot of young people right now online with all the apps and everything, there's a struggle because, they're the ones that are producers, the young people, they're the ones that are out there making the money. So, these casinos are out there looking for ways to get into the minds of people,
That's right. Yeah.
And I'm grateful that you came on, man. I didn't know that you were going to come on, and so I'm grateful for that. Now, so did you ever win anything big? Whatever happened of anything big in the casino, did it become a trap for you, or did it make it worse?
I mean, looking back, I've won. You always remember your losses more than your wins. At least my situation. Maybe somebody's different, but I was very competitive. I still am competitive, but in a different way. Sports, in business and stuff. But I've learned to channel my competitive side into a different, avenue. But you win, you lose, but I had situations where I would go to like 4 or 5 casinos in one night, over the course of a 6 or 7 hour span. I mean, I was in it. I was as in it as you could be, and I would let people and little things trigger me into that life, back into it. I would just quit 1 week. The next week I'd be back on it. Then quit the next day. The next day I'd be back on it. And it'd be just something little, just even like a scratch ticket. You scratch a ticket, which I think is funny that in our society, it's okay to go down the street to the convenience store and buy a scratch ticket or a lottery ticket. You're not looked at as awkward or weird or somebody crazy. But if you smoke a crack pipe or smoke something like do some drugs, that's weird. Stay away from them. You know what I mean? It's almost like gambling is accepted. It's okay. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with you. You know what I mean? And that's dangerous. Yeah. It's very dangerous, I think. So.
Yeah, but eventually it gives you you get a stigma from it when people realize, they start running from you, family and stuff. They don't want to talk to you. Even if you go with the right intentions for something, they don't want to. We've got a few people here. If you have a question today, listen, my friends, we're here. Okay, this is really not for entertainment purposes. That's not what this program is. This program is to help you. And, it is a challenge to even make that statement sometimes. I'm going to win against gambling, because most people can't say that if they're stuck in the problem gambling. But you got to get, you got to get yourself away from where you're at. And you got to put yourself in a different situation. I say this all the time, that in order for you to become a different person, in order for your situations to change, You got to become a different person. And Nick was talking about the mind, the mindset. He's talking about the changes because he's gone through some psychological. Now, how did this start out with you? Was it fun when it started out? Was it
Not at all. Figuring out how to create that new person. How do you let go of that old person, that person that only knows gambling, that only knows how to hustle, which hustling is fine, but I was hustling, trying to hustle casinos and gamble and try to bring money, and that ain't going to work. But trying to figure out what person do I now, how do I let go of that old person and create now a new person? I think that was the most, you kind of showed me a lot through your book and through your videos. Like, okay, you're going to write things down, write a journal, keep your thoughts on paper. And when you put it on paper, you kind of see, okay, this is how I'm thinking. This is where I'm coming from. And I was like, wow, my mind is really, I mean, I have my mind, our mind's the most powerful thing in our body. And, so it was difficult, but I figured out I want to be this person. I don't want to be that person anymore. How do I work? And it took about almost a year and a half to get to that person, which you see now, which is, I mean, I'm not a perfect person, but I'm far from it, but it's better than the person that I was. I feel more happy about the person I am today. So.
Wow, that's fantastic. Yeah, it is it's once you go past this thought, I mean, it is a day battle. It is an everyday battle. It is. You have to be decided every single day. When you wake up tomorrow, you have to be decided, I'm going to win today against casino. If you don't have that mindset and you wake up, again, it falls into the fact that you're double-minded. And it's not difficult at all when you pointed out the fact that I love paper. I never realized how much a pen and paper could be worth, how much value you could get out of that. Just sitting down for 10 minutes a day, even if it's just 10 minutes a day, and sitting down and you ask yourself some questions. That's what got you out of this. You found the solution. You asked yourself the right question. Most people
you mentioned
the right question.
And you mentioned in a video the power of the spoken word, which is the words that come out of our mouth. Sometimes.
Oh, we're getting some. Let me see. We're getting. What's going on here? We got a little bit of a freeze. We'll get back here. Nick will get back on, I believe. Might be a little bit of a freeze. Keith, did you feel a physical drain when you try to quit gambling? Let's see if we can get Nick to answer that for you. Thank you, Rich. We're going to get back here, Keith, see if we can get Nick. He's frozen in time. So we're going to work on that. Yeah, he may have to reconnect. That'll happen. We'll come back on. So we'll wait for that. Rich Sapani, thank you so much. By the way, I really want to send a special shout out to Nick because you know what? He supported this mission a couple days ago with a purchase of 30 books to hand out. I was kind of shocked, That's the first time that something like that has happened. We've had some requests for books and stuff like that, but never that amount. So that tells me that something great is happening. It really does. It really shows me the heart that there's a great need for us to band together and help. Listen, I'm not going to take any of this money with me, right? I don't have millions coming in yet. But whatever comes in, we use it for the mission. My income that I produce, I use it for my stuff or my shit, right? Whatever comes in, we use it for the mission. Coach Cephas and I and the others that are working, there's a lot of work that goes into this, so I truly appreciate those of you that are supporting the mission. Hopefully Nick will come back on. Chicago, we send power to Chicago, Wi-Fi power to Chicago. So, yeah. Dennis, thank you for being here. Keith, Dennis, let me see. Jim, did I acknowledge you guys? If I didn't, Rich Sapani, thank you for your purchase. Rich, thank you for your purchase, Keith. And we've got great things happening, folks. Great things. People moving away from gambling. People moving away, man, getting their freedom back. If you have not, listen, you don't want to hit rock bottom. You do not want to hit rock bottom. So if you're here watching this broadcast, it's meant for you to be here. Do you believe that? You believe that? While we're waiting for Nick to come back, I want to read a couple of questions to you, something to think about. I'm going to read 7 questions to you. If you can answer yes to 3 or 4 of these questions, you need help. And you need to get help now. All right? So this is a yes or no for you, kind of a little quiz for you. Maybe help you understand where you're at. You've been late on payments, your rent, car bills. You notice it's getting more challenging for you. Yes? No. Number 2, you borrowed, you haven't paid. You're borrowing money more frequently. But you have a little bit of a challenge paying, right? Staying. You're getting sprayed with Raid, my friend. More frequently. Yes? No. Number 3, family issues. We're talking about extended family also. Are you seeing those issues with your family? Yes? No. By the way, if you got a question, please ask. All right, I don't mind stopping here. Number 4, have you tried to quit at least 3 times already and you have failed? Yes? No. Number 5, you are getting depressed. You find yourself falling into depression more frequently and you're staying there longer. You find that? Yes? No? I hope you're taking notes. Number 6, you find yourself lying more often. I'm not talking about lying in a bed either, because that's dead. Do you find yourself lying? You find yourself coming up with excuses to try to cover up your tracks. Are you seeing that more often? Yes? No? Last one. Are you betting higher? You started out with the pennies, you went to the quarters, now you're betting dollars. Or you're betting the dollar slots, but you're betting $2 or $3 a pop. I was watching this lady. In fact, I caught a video the other day on YouTube, and I was watching this lady on the penny. I believe it was penny slots. She was, I think she was betting like $7 or $8. So don't be fooled. 7 penny slots. Yeah. They turn into blood clots. Those. So if you've answered yes to more than 3 or 4 of those questions, you have a severe problem, my friend. You have a severe problem, and you need to start doing something about it now before it gets late, before it really becomes a problem and you hit rock bottom. All right. Let me see. Sorry. That's fine, Nick. Hey, if you can't come back on, we'll schedule you for another time, man. We'll definitely want to dig into that a little bit. I truly appreciate you, Nick, for coming on board. It takes courage to do that. And you know, you're living in victory, you know? I mean, I don't know where you're at in Chicago, right? We can only see what we do, but I can feel that energy, and I truly appreciate you took a step of faith to invest something into this business. I don't think you did it just to do it. So that shows heart. You know, I appreciate that. So we're going to be in touch. By the way, those of you, again, I'm going to mention this. Are you part of the family? Are you part of this wonderful family of growth and power? Higher, right? The call me the Tower of Power, if you will, the gambling annihilator. I put a stake in the ground, right? I put a stake, and it's a take. It's not shake and bake, right? That's fake. I'm talking about that program on TV that used to be. I remember somebody said, "Hey, shake and bake." Anyways, so much about that. If you can jump back on, jump back on. We still got some time. I'd be more than willing to be here for a little bit longer. We've got a little bit of a crowd. You did have a question here. Let me see. The question for you was, and Keith has another question. Thank you for participating here. Let me see. You had mentioned the question here. I'm not too sure. What was it? I know it was for Nick. Anyways. All right. Oh, there we go. Do you feel a physical drain? That's a good question. You feel a physical drain when you're coming home from the casino. When you quit, yeah. And Nick, if you want to answer that, if you're still here, you can answer it. Yes, you're going to, my friend, quitting gambling, it's not hard. It's not easy. It's doable. You just have to have a decision and you have to have a plan. Those two things. I'm always talking about mind, mouth, power. You can, if you learn how to concentrate and really zero in on your gifts, right? These are your gifts. These are your talents. In fact, these are your tickets. These are your tickets to the freedom that you want, that life that you want, the business that you want to build or rebuild, the relationships that you want to restore. It's going to take some time. The longer that you wait, you get further behind. That is not kind. In fact, it makes you more blind. Harder to grind. The quicker that you step up to the plate, you seal your fate, right? You want to seal your fate in a good direction, in the best direction. The time is now. Now's the time. You're here watching this program. You're watching my videos. You need to take action. Action, Jackson. No procrastination. Thank you, Nick. Thank you. We're going to have Nick back on. We're going to have Nick back on another episode. By the way, Tuesday programming is gone. We're not going to be doing Tuesday program. I don't have enough feedback. I need feedback, friends. I need questions. I need to be challenged. If we're going to grow, we need to be challenged. That's the reason why I stopped Tuesday program, because you're not challenging me. You're not challenging yourself. So we're done away with that. We want to keep Friday program and we're going to keep Sunday program, but we really, really need your support. If you're benefiting, support the mission, right? Give $20 or more. That's nothing. That is chump change or chimp change. Gorilla money, $20 or more to support this mission. Yes, I do need your support. Yes, Dennis says it's a work of self-conscious. In fact, Dennis can tell you we were on a hike yesterday. No trike, no bike, just some good like. It was a great hike for the body and mind. What do we do on those hikes? We coach. That's what we're doing. It's like a coaching hike. In fact, I was thinking about that yesterday. It was beautiful. I know it's a little bit of wear and tear on the body, but man, I'm telling you, go on a nature hike and use your, in fact, the other day it was amazing. We got through a very torturous hike with chants, using self-talk, but using the words, chants, right? Dennis remembers, power to the calves, because they were burning, man. I mean, we were going up a hill. It was not a hill. I don't know what it was, but going down was kind of challenging. You can imagine going up. It was like power to the Cavs, power to the Cavs. And we just kept chanting because honestly, I needed to do that. I don't think I would have gotten through without the chants. So it was like power to the Cavs, power to the haves, the haves, the haves nots. Anyways, it was a good time. So thank you, Dennis, for that. All right, my friends, we've come to the end here. Unless I get a question, we're going to shut down the program. We've come down to the end, 30 minutes, gone quick. Listen, if you paid attention to this program, we've asked some very serious questions here. If you've answered yes to those questions, my friend, you are either borderline headed for some serious problems in your life, or you're already in them. You're already in them. What do I offer? Well, join the family, join the tribe. I give you an honest bribe. Be a part of this program. We do offer the videos, video therapy. Nick talked about watching the videos, drawing strength from the videos. We've got the book. The Little Red Book is back on the shelf. We've made some minor changes. I'm excited about that. We've got GABA, the Gambling Addictions Breakthrough Academy. If you're struggling, my friend, if you are struggling, okay, if you don't have a plan and you've tried to do something on your own, I'm going to recommend something here. I'm going to recommend, not only am I going to recommend the book, but I'm going to recommend GABA, the Gambling Addictions Breakthrough Academy. Okay. I'm going to put it right here for you. Listen, don't waste your time. If you're spending $5,000 or if you're spending $1,000 a month in the casino, invest in yourself. Take a couple of pennies out of that. All right. Let me put it up here. Take a couple of pennies for yourself. Listen, you've heard it from Nick. I'll probably have more guests on here that are taking advantage of these programs. You need stability in your life. You need a plan. Get GABA, get some direction. What else are you going to do? Right? What else are you going to do? You can keep throwing your money away. You can do that. It's your choice. Or you can get GABA. You can continue following the videos here. But if you don't put any skin in the game, listen, if you come here and you feel like this is entertaining you, it's giving you a little bit of an emotional high, which it does, and you don't do anything about it, if you don't take any notes, if you don't think about your thoughts, if you don't plan, that's bland. That's not going to help you with your land. It's not. We have to be honest. You got to take action. You got to do something. I don't care what it is, even if it's just writing out your vision and memorizing it over the next 30 days, which can literally help you change your life. You write out your mission on a piece of paper and study that, memorize it for the next 30 days. You come back to me and tell me that I'm full of shit after doing that. Really? I challenge you. Now, how many of you are willing to take that? Completely free. You don't even have to spend any money. You're going to have to put some skin in the game, though, right? 10, 15 minutes out every day for the next 30 days. Don't cost you a dime, just some of your time. Keep you from being sublime. All right, my friends, play a little music. We're going to get back to the comments. We're going to end the program here. And woohoo! Thank you, Dennis, for the donation. I don't know how to get that money. People donate, but I don't know how that works. So you can show me how to do that. I've got like, who knows, maybe $60, $70 and people posting money there, but I don't know how to get it. Perros just joined the program. He just joined the program. Let me see. Thank you, Keith. You're welcome, my friend. I appreciate you. I appreciate you for being here. You make my day. I come here and I grow. I love this. Jim has a question. We'll get to that one. Rich says, where can I donate? Where do I donate? If you can share the link. If you go to the link right there on the screen and just take GABA out, you can go to soldiersofselfmastery.com. We have a program there that supports credit cards. It's a very secure. My site is secure. You don't have to worry about. We have an SSL certificate, so it is protected, and you can donate whatever you want there. You can donate through PayPal. I have Google Pay. If you want to send me a donation through Google Pay, it'll be a tax deductible contribution. All you have to do is just commit to your word. It's that easy, right? You commit. If you say you're going to donate, commit to it, because that's going to help you. You think, how is that going to help me with gambling? Believe me, when you go out of your way to serve others and to give, it has a way of coming back to you, right? Don't believe the lie that when you give, it doesn't come back to you. It does come back to you. So you can do that. And, again, I will see you on Friday. We have some wonderful videos, some new material coming out this week. We've got some new faith letters. Pay attention for the new faith letter that's coming. Help you grow your faith, my friend. And if you're broken, if you're watching this program and you're broke, you don't have any money, if you think you don't have any money, we live in the United States, man. Even people that have that are living off of, whatever they can get are better off than anybody else around the world. We are super blessed. We're not stressed. We live in the United States. And, the United States is not doing very well in many areas, but we are still the land of the free. We're still the land of the promise. We are still the land that you can fulfill your dream. So if you're broke and you're not making any money and you want some help, you need some help, send me a question. I've got ideas that I can share with you. We can explore your ideas. All right, my friends. So it's really not about the money. People call me all the time. They say, Santos, I can't afford your program. Santos, I can't afford your coaching. You know what I say to them? I say, you cannot afford not to get my coaching or my book. You're drowning in problems now. What makes you think that's going to get better if you keep going in the same direction? All right, my friends. So if you want to donate, here's my PayPal address. You can just send it to, srolan44@gmail.com. And by the way, we're going to be coming out with t-shirts and this is actually one of my t-shirts, but I'm not going to be selling this t-shirt here. I'm not going to be selling this one, obviously, but we're going to be coming out with some stuff, some mugs and different things. So look out for that at the soldiersofselfmastery.com website. If you want to shoot me a donation, $100,000 or $500,000, maybe you just got $1 million sitting around getting rusty, dusty, right? Building mold in your billfold. Whatever you want to send me, my friend, at least a minimum of $20, really. And we'll send you something back in return. We'll send you something, maybe the cheat sheet or something else. All right. So you can, right here's Gmail right there. srolan44 Gmail. By the way, thank you ahead of time. All right, my friends, we had one more question. Let me see here. Jim has a question. Is developing cheating a way of developing your intelligence? People say cheating is wrong, but it seems to be a problem solving. Is cheating a way of developing your intelligence? Well, you can trick your mind. You can definitely trick your mind, because if you don't trick your mind's going to trick you. And some of you are being tricked by your own mind. You're not aware of it, but your own mind is, believe me, your own mind will work against you. That's why you got to manhandle this thing. If you don't manhandle this thing's going to manhandle you. I remember, man, I tell you, my mind and my thoughts put me in situations that I'm embarrassed to talk about. Some of these things I won't talk about because they're so deadly and so embarrassing. But that's what happens. You can trick your mind. I don't know if this is making sense, Jim. Cheating is wrong, but it seems to be a problem solving. I play games with myself. Sometimes I'm asking questions. If I get a situation that it's hard or whatever, I'm trying to figure out a way. I turn it into a game in my head, and eventually I work out and I find the solution. Now, these are life hacks that I teach. Mind, mouth, power. I teach this, so it works. It works if you work it. The only time it doesn't work if you don't work it, right? Like anything. You can't drive your car if you don't put gasoline, right? You can't use your ATM card if you don't put money at the Bank of America or Wells Fargo or Chase, right? Doesn't work. It's the same thing with our minds. Your mind is going to work against you if you don't work it. And believe me, it can be very, very, we got so much pride. We think we can do it. We're just barely holding on to stuff and it falls apart. I've seen it happen, man. It falls apart. You had the opportunity. You didn't seize the moment. You let it go. You said to yourself, I got this. I can handle. I don't need any help. You go another week, another month, and then next thing you know, that was it. That was it. That's all you needed was just to go another week or two, and it's broken. Anyways, I am talking too much. I'm going to shut my mouth and get ready to end the program unless I get one more question. One more question. So there it is. Laura joined us here. We had a few people. Thank you, guys. So, my friends, pay attention to what's coming up this week. If I'm helping you in some way, let me know. Even if you know what, maybe you don't want to send $20. Send me a letter and let me know. Hey, Santos, man, something you said or a video, and that lets me know that that's something that's a little tip that you give me. I can use that tip and to help somebody else. You see, doesn't necessarily have to be money. Or you have a way of promoting a video. You find a good video that you like, that you enjoyed. Promote it. Help me promote it. Get me out there so I can reach more people. Of course, that is more revenue for the mission. And again, listen, I'm not going to take any of this with me. Whatever I'm building now is going to stay behind. And tomorrow could be my last day. Honestly, tomorrow could be my last day. But you know what? At least I know that I'll leave something behind for others, for my family. I built something. It took me 3 years to build this thing. For 2 years, man, I was building this thing, pumping money, over $12,000 into this mission. 2 years, right? Paying for licenses, paying for coaching, paying for people to make mistakes. Literally, over $12,000 I invested into this mission. I didn't get a solid penny for over 2 years, Not a penny I worked this mission. In this year, towards the end of last year, I started getting some book sales and a few things coming in to help. That's when I realized, wow, I got to keep this thing going. Because there was a period where I almost quit on myself here. I said, man, I've been working this mission 2 years. I'm getting a few people to respond to my videos, but I don't see any. I said, you know what? The heck with it. Now, if it's 1 or 2 people, it's full. It's all the way forward, man. You know what? I'm maybe a one-trick pony, I guess. I don't give a shit what people think of me anymore. Family, friends, I'm going to go all the way. I'm going to go all the way. Gambling is dead in my head. And I'm going to help people. I'm going to blaze a path. I'm going to leave so much fire on that path that people are going to know, wow, Santos came through here because he helped me. That's the mindset that I have. I'm willing to pass that on to you if you're willing to do the work. All right, my friends, we've come to the end. All right, I'm getting hungry, by the way. Let me get back. I got to play my Indian song, and then we'll end the program. Promise, okay? Not going to already going overboard. Paranoia, don't you stoya? Kill that gambling problem. This is the freedom problem gambling dance. All right, man. Yeah. Making the change. You probably can't even see my face anymore. I'm over here dancing my head off, huh? All right, my friends. I'm going to get too excited, but I got to cut the program off. So I will see you on the next one.